Welcome to episode 104 of Actors 2020 Podcast. I'm Johnny Keatth, your host, and today we have two very special guests. One is an actor from Brazil, Felipe dos Santos, and we're going to start with Matt J. Doyle. He's an actor, he's a writer, he's a producer. Let's give Matt a call and let's see what he has to offer you. And here we go.
Hello, Matt speaking.
Hello, Matt. How are you? It's Johnny Keatth. How are you on to this rare rainy day in Los Angeles?
Yes, how can I help you?
What made you even want to be an actor in the first place?
Initially, I was approximately 13, 14 years old, and I was watching TV in my home. And I was watching movies and music videos as well. I wanted to be in all three of them. I wanted it really bad. So my destiny led me down that path, and it just felt like the right thing to do. That's what got me into it, just that initial watching the TV at home.
You have a very interesting accent. What part of the world are you from?
I was born an hour and a half north of Melbourne, Australia.
Okay. A lot of famous actors came from there.
That is correct. I lived in that part of the world for a while, and then I traveled around Australia and ended up in Sydney before I moved to Los Angeles.
When did you start your acting career?
Well, officially it was 1997. That's when I went to my first acting class.
Are you in the Screen Actors Guild?
Yes, I am a member of the union, yes.
Right. So what did you do to actually get your SAG card? How did you actually get that Screen Actors Guild card?
As a working actor, I started off as an extra and got my 3 vouchers and joined the union that way.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing. I used to do extra work on Baywatch, and that's how I got my Screen Actors Guild card. It was a tough gig being on the beach with models.
Yeah, it's very tough, yeah.
So I was looking at your profile online, and you're all over the place. I mean, you have, you like dominate the web as far as you have so much information out there on you.
As much as possible. I find that's what works for me. I'm not saying other actors have to do that or artists, but it's helped me a lot. It's just that's the way I get work.
Right, and it's just very detailed. I mean, even on your homepage, you click under producer, and there's so many things. You click under actor, there's so many things, and it goes on through your blog and your links and your contacts.
Yeah, I started building that website in 2008. It's been a long project. I only just finished the last phase of it about a week ago.
Wow, it's very impressive. I like it a lot.
I like it too, yeah.
And your look, your main picture, you look like the very nice, lovable dad, but it looks like you could play some pretty mean characters as well.
Any character, that's right. Yeah, it's an amazing website. Yeah, it's a lot's gone into it, yeah.
And I noticed a lot of your credits, they seem to be geared towards, I'm not all of them, but it seems like over 50% seems to be some type of law enforcement role.
Well, like I said, I can play any character. The haircut tends to go that way. I just got a call from a casting director the other day. So that's what's starting to happen for me now. I'm just not even having to audition for roles. So.
No, that's awesome. Because I've been speaking to a lot of up-and-coming people, and they're always on the LA casting, Actors Access. And I notice you have some profiles there too, but do you work that every day to try to get roles, or do you just leave that up to your agent now?
I have an agent, and I also have a manager who looks after all the personal submissions that are not through the agent.
Right. So you don't get up every morning and go on Actors Access and try to do it. You're kind of a little more graduated than that, correct?
Yeah, I have somebody doing it for me, truthfully, yeah.
That's awesome. I was also looking at some of your extracurricular activities, and something that was pretty interesting was the Muay Thai kickboxing.
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. I kind of watched a little video of you when you were kind of hitting on that punching bag. It seems like you have a pretty good left hook that comes out of nowhere. I mean, really close. Like for close-up fighting, it's just like, bam, it's like there.
Yeah, I started doing that back in 1991, so I've been doing that longer than I've been doing acting.
Yeah, and then I was waiting for the right cross to come around, and you came up with your elbow, and that was a surprise.
Yeah.
You can tell you've been doing it for a while. Have you had an acting part where you had to use any of those skills?
Not so much the kickboxing, yes, but the police tactics, yes, that sort of derived from that.
Talking to a lot of up-and-coming comedians, and it seems like they're doing everything themselves. So I don't guess you're out there driving Uber or Lyft to make extra money.
And those are ways to do it. My advice to any new actor is, first of all, set up the casting networks, which used to be LA Casting, and then set up the Actors Access as well. And also, Casting Frontier is a good one too.
Someone just gets off the bus here and say they're coming from another country, or they're coming from like Ohio. So first stop would be not only maybe get into some type of an acting class, but get on that LA Casting Frontier.
Yeah, those three are good, and then any others that they hear of that are good. And also to get set up a website, because you can get free websites now, I believe, from Wix, and you just pay like the monthly hosting fee. And the way you think about it is if it costs you, let's say, $10 or $20 a month, that's your business online. So that's just my advice to young actors that want to get into the business. And the reason it's good to have a website is so many people utilize the internet.
Because if somebody didn't have the money to pay the monthly fees for, say, Actors Access or LA Casting, because you have to pay extra to put your demo reels up there, you can just have your website and put your demo reel on your own website.
That's correct. And duplicate mine if they want. I don't mind, or copy it or whatever they want to do. But it works because when you think about it, those virtual people that are visiting your website every day, it's like them meeting you in person now. That's how prominent the web has become.
Now, on the Internet Movie Database, do you have the Pro account or do you just have the regular account?
Pro as well. You don't have to have that to start off with. If you're a new actor, you can just use the free IMDb. I have a web TV show as well, which you probably saw on my website. And the young new actors that are coming on that, some of them don't even have an IMDb, and I'm saying to them, that's free. That's like a basic thing that you really need to have for casting directors to respect you. You know what I mean?
That was my next question. So you do something yourself. I think it's called The Artist Process.
Yeah, that's my web TV show, and I'm raising funds for the other movies that you see on the projects as well. And I'm going to be adding other projects onto there that I'm working on as well.
You bring in an actor and you actually do a scene with them, and that helps them get some footage on themselves. How long has that been going on?
We started in 2010, yeah, and we did one full season. So we learned how to do filmmaking from Mr. Chris Holder, who's an acting coach and director. He was awesome. He taught us how to do filmmaking. So now we created a company, MJD Destination Media, and we know how to do everything. So we went back to basic filmmaking and picked it up again. And it's been very successful. A couple of the videos have had thousands of views on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw that one video in particular has like 7,800 views, just one video.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've kind of lost count of them, but thousands, I know that, yeah.
You do have a lot up there.
It's doing great. The videos were approved by a friend of mine who wants to put it on DirecTV as well.
Instead of sitting around waiting for the phone to ring, you're out there not only helping yourself, but you're helping out other people.
That's the key to my success, is not only am I helping myself, but I'm helping other people. Do that. Do as much as you can for free.
If anyone wanted to get in contact with you, how would they get in contact with you?
Just go to the contact page on my website, mattjdoyle.com, mattjdoyle.com, and submit that form, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for being a guest star on my show today, Matt. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome, my friend. You're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That wraps up guest star number 1. Thank you so much, Matt, for sharing all your insights with us. Matt is a perfect example of someone who came here from another country, got into the Screen Actors Guild, made a career for himself, and now he's given back as a director and a producer. We might have to have Matt back to do an entire show because we haven't even scratched the surface with this guy. Guest star number 2 is coming up. He is also from another country. His name is Felipe dos Santos. He's an actor, and he was originally born and raised in Brazil. He's been acting since he was 9 years old, and he speaks English, Portuguese, and Spanish. Let's go ahead and give him a call, and let's see what he has to offer.
Hello?
Hello, Felipe?
Yes.
Hey, it's Johnny Keatth. Welcome to Actors 2020 Podcast. How are you? And thank you for being a guest on my show.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
So I just gave a brief introduction and say how you were born in Brazil and that you speak 3 different languages. And you started acting when you were 9 years old. Now, what inspired you to get into acting in the first place?
I started off on acting by accident. Was like there was a play on the school. And then my mom was like, you know what, you should try acting because, you're always like, you're loud, you're out there, you're always like funny and trying to make jokes and everything. So I was like, well, I'll try. And then I liked it. And then next thing I know, I'm in the middle school and high school and going for acting classes and everybody loves it. And I'm like, wow, I'm really into it. So it was actually by accident, and then I I love it.
So your mom inspired you to do it. There wasn't any particular actor out there that you saw on TV that you can relate to and say, hey, I want to be like that guy.
Oh, man, of course, Jim Carrey, you know, he was always my idol out there. I would watch his movies and I'll be like trying to make impressions of him, and I would spend like a lot of time just watching his movies, man.
Did you start off acting in Brazil?
Yes, I did. Originally in Brazil, I started with play theater, you know, play acting, nothing about like TV or cinema. And then when I was on high school, there was this talent scout from São Paulo, and he saw me acting in one of my plays. Next week, he went to my high school, talked to the guys in the coordination, and then they went to the classroom, and they called me like, hey, Felipe, could you step out for a minute? There's someone here who wants to talk to you. Ended up that like he's like a director for movies in São Paulo, and he came to my city and watched my play, and he was like, I would like to offer you like 2-month acting workshop. So I was like, wow, amazing. So yeah, it was a great experience. Started off acting on plays, and then from there, there's so much more than just play acting. There's TV, there's comedy, there's a lot.
When did you come to the United States?
My first time, it was on 2009. It was like a college program where I would like work and travel at the same time, just so I don't have like to be calling my parents, be like, hey, send me more money. So instead of calling parents and, you know, asking for money, they would like arrange all of this job situation and housing. And yeah, that was my first time. I stayed there for like 3 months in Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
And then went back to Brazil, staying in Brazil for 2 more years, and then I came back to Cincinnati in Ohio, stayed for a year again, studying English and working as a lifeguard, which was pretty interesting. And then I went back to Brazil again, stayed for a year, and then on 2016, April of 2016, I came to the States for like the final time. Like I was like, okay, this is going to be permanent. You know, I'm not coming back to Brazil anymore, so this is it.
So you've been here for 3 years?
Yes. 3 years.
So currently, are you in the acting union, or are you still non-union at this point?
I'm non-union.
Well, you get more work like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. It's a good point.
I interviewed an actress earlier, and she's in no hurry to get into the union. She's doing pretty well just doing the Actors Access and LA Casting. Are you on any of those websites?
Oh, yeah, I am on Actor Access, LA Casting, IMDb Pro.
So what do? Do you submit yourself? So you have the upgraded, so you pay every month for this?
Yes, I pay the IMDb Pro. It is once a year that I pay.
Okay.
And the Acting Access, I think, is the same thing. And then I submit myself. I've been like sending emails, resumes, headshots to talent agencies, to like movie directors, to productions, everything, man.
Right. So when you do the talent agency, how do you get that information? Do you go to Samuel French and you get the agent's book, or how do you do it?
Usually I go on IMDb or Google. There is also a Facebook group.
Okay.
And they post talent agencies to submit for. It's actually like a lot of resources, you know.
I know some friends who wanted to, get back into it, and then they get the book and they send them out, and there's so many to choose from. One in particular, they got called in and they got the agent. Then they said, go to my photographer, that's $700. Mm-hmm. And then they sign you for a year, and next thing you know, they're trying to put you off into a $400 or $500 acting class. You're like, wow, is this an agent, or are they just trying to take more money from me?
Right, yeah. Sometimes they don't do that, not on purpose. They actually try to help, but sometimes they don't realize that we're not there yet to be like spending all that money. We need to invest on ourselves, of course. But yeah, I get your point.
That's a good point of view. That's actually a really good point of view. It's like they're not trying to shake you down for more money. They just want to make you better, but they don't realize, you don't live under a money tree.
Right. Yeah, we're working like different jobs just to pay the bills and trying to get there.
So what do you do? Like back in the day, most people would just wait tables, but now a lot of people do Uber Eats, Postmates. Like, what do you do to survive?
I do landscaping.
Oh, awesome! So you actually work.
Yes, I do. I've done, right now I currently work for a landscaping company, but back in Florida, which was I spent 2 years back in Florida. I just got to LA like 6-7 months ago.
Oh, wow. So you're fresh.
Yeah, I'm still fresh to LA. Everything is a whole different world from the East Coast. Like, it is impressive how different it is.
Yeah, well, usually it doesn't rain this much. This is a rarity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard that. They're like, oh, you brought the Florida weather with you to the West Coast.
It's your fault. That's okay. All the snowboarders love you, though.
Hell yeah.
There's lots of snow. I just went up to Big Bear the other day. There is so much snow up there.
Oh, I still haven't gone there yet, man.
Well, that's the beauty here. You can go up there, you can go skiing and snowboarding, then come back down.
Oh, yeah.
And then go surfing all in the same day.
Right? You can get all in the same day. You can go to the beach, you can go to the desert, and then you can go snowboarding. That's California, man. I love it.
You know, housing out here is most likely a little more expensive than Florida. So how are you getting around that? Are you in a house with roommates, or what's your living situation?
I do have 2 roommates, and that was the easiest way that I find to just to be around here. You know, I'm not looking for any fancy apartments right now. It's so expensive. If you compare to Florida, it's just like, it's so massive.
Every 30 days, that rent is due. Every 30 days. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, okay, I'm working, but this paycheck, I'm not even going to see this money because it's going straight to my landlord.
Right. Now, on the weekends, do you do any side work, like side landscaping work for yourself?
Yes, I do for myself, me and my friend. He used to work with me in this company. Now he's not working there anymore, but we do have our own landscaping project where we design the landscape, you know, even though we're not engineers or anything. There is a game on my computer, The Scenes for.
Right.
And sometimes I just design like the client's house just the way it is, you know, and it looks good. And the clients love it, and they're like, okay, let's do it. So yeah, that's another way. I'm going around, you know, and paying the bills, is doing it by myself, because that's when you really make money, you know.
That's true. That's what I did. I used to do all kind of odd jobs. How I kind of get around the rent, I'm a master plumber. So I started managing apartment buildings. And for the last 30 years, that's what I've done. I managed a building in Beverly Hills, one in West LA, and now in Century City. Right now, I have a beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment in Century City, and I only pay $400 a month.
Wow, that's something, man. Yeah.
But I work for it. You know, I work for it.
Yeah, you deserve it. You earned it.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I did to get around it instead of waiting tables. But I also, you know, opened my own type service business. Like I work for real estate agents, and when they sell a home, I go in there and I do something called retrofitting. And I've been doing that for 30 years, so I didn't have to, you know, drive the Uber so what you're doing, landscaping, you're just like right on track. You know, you work for a company sometimes during the week and do your weekend work and, you know, grab that cash.
Yes,
right?
I mean, it's a way, you know, I also have like another ideas, projects and everything, but right now, landscaping is what I'm keeping me on the track, you know, but I have like some mobile phone ideas, I have like some short movies ideas, but you know, everything on its time, so. So
some of that work that you have there online, like you sent me one of your YouTube videos, I checked out that one called How to Smile, is that what it's called?
Yes, that was a fun project for a university of Central Florida.
You played the clown. You're really good in that.
Oh, thanks, man.
I enjoyed your performance, you know. I really liked it.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I really had so much fun doing that thing, you know. We were just like, I was like, you know, I could do this all day. I've even applied for a clown job here in LA, you know, for going on parties. Kids parties and just like being a clown. I was like, okay, I might be able to do that, you know, because it's fun. I had so much fun.
I had some friends who did that on the weekends, and they would go to children's parties, and they're only there for like an hour or two. Then they're gone with, you know, $100, $200.
There you go. You know, that's all we need. $200 a day and plenty of time to go for auditions and, you know, casting calls.
So you're single?
Yes, I am.
So how's that like? I know it's a little off topic, but how's that like in, you know, like, is that something that you're kind of putting out there, or are you just kind of here focusing on the acting?
No, I'm out there. Yeah, you know, on the weekends I go to bars. bars, I go clubbing.
You actually go in person and meet someone? You just don't swipe left and right?
Oh, of course, it's 2019.
Wow.
I do. But I do go to bars, just with friends, and, you might find someone who's very interesting and one might be waiting for us out there, so...
And you usually find it when you're not looking for it. You're just having a good time, and all of a sudden you make a connection.
And, just the fact that I'm not American, sometimes I feel it's like an extra point, just being a Brazilian.
That's right. That's right. They want something spicy.
Yeah, something different.
Hey, all right, so let's say some girl likes your Portuguese language. Tell me something that you would say to her, but say it in Portuguese.
Olá, tudo bem? Meu nome é Felipe, eu vim de Los Angeles para me tornar ator.
That's good.
It's different, right?
Yeah, that's good.
It's almost like Spanish.
Now, you speak fluent Spanish or just a little Spanish?
I speak, it's more fluent than just a little Spanish because I've worked with so many people, from Venezuela, Mexico, El Salvador, so I have a little bit of from everyone, from each Latin country,
Right. Can you do a little bit of that? Pretty much just say the same thing, but in Spanish?
Yeah. Hola, me llamo Felipe, me vení para Los Ángeles para intentar mi vida como actor, una actuación de comedia.
Awesome. So you could so that could really work to your advantage in the acting, because you could play Spanish, you can play Portuguese, and you could pretty much play anything that requires that language.
It's a good point. When it comes to different productions, that would come very helpful.
Now, the reason I wanted to do that, I want to showcase you, in case a casting person's listening, they go, wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that about him.
Oh, okay, cool.
What's that? The YouTube thing says that 14 Estrella, or I don't say it right. How do you say that?
Estrella Audio.
Okay, and so you're the one that has the straw hat, right?
Yes, I am the worker man, kind of Brazilian redneck working man in that play. And at some point I got drunk in the play, and it was very funny.
Well, you took your character a little too serious, right? It's method acting, right?
Yeah, it was not acting. It was just a little bit of myself in there.
Now, on your Facebook page, who are all those people on your header?
Oh, those are my friends, all my friends from Brazil, all of them. That's my friends, one of my best friends, married. So that's when we got all the good friends together, friends that I know since I was 14, 13 years old, and we're all together in that picture. So I was like, it's not my marriage, it's not me getting married in the picture, but all my friends are in there, so why not?
Yeah, why not?
And it was a great night.
What is life with Theo or Theo? How do you say that? I'm looking on your, I think it's your Internet Movie Database page.
Life with Theo?
Yeah, Life with Theo.
Yeah, that was a pilot that we shoot back in Florida for a Comic-Con. It was about a Theo Telsutia. He's an actor in Florida. He's very, popular back there. Unfortunately, it didn't take off, but it was fun. We had such a fun time, and he's such a professional actor.
So you did stuff while you were in Florida as well, not only just a landscape, and you actually pursued your acting out there.
Oh, yeah. 3 short movies, 2 music videos, all back in Orlando. I was doing landscaping and, going for small auditions, like college and university projects, anything. I was getting out there because, we need a resume.
Exactly.
Networking, which is, I think, the most important thing, is networking and just be out there, be friendly. Just be out there. They need to see our faces in order to be like, okay, he might be, a good fit for this role. I was out there just trying to be acting and active as much as possible.
Now, how is it different in Florida? How do you get to work when you're out there versus LA?
In Florida, for sure, there's way less jobs, but I feel there's more college projects and films being shot in Florida than here. I don't know, maybe here they don't post their auditions that much, the college projects, but I feel like back in Florida, the filmmakers, independent filmmakers and college filmmakers, that's a really strong point in Florida.
Right, and there's probably less competition there.
Exactly, oh my goodness, yes.
It's either you or you.
Yeah, back in Florida, it's pretty much like a small town. Everybody, who's acting. Whenever you go to audition, you're like, oh, you're here too, man? Oh, okay, we might be working together again, so yeah, it's fun.
Are you registered with Central Casting at all?
Central Casting, no, not yet.
Yeah, I think it's a little harder these days. You have to make an appointment, and I kind of went on their website first of the year, like unavailable. So
wow.
Used to you could just drive down and, fill the paperwork out and get in. So I was curious to see if you were in on that. If you're already in, you can go there to update. I haven't seen them taking any new people yet.
Too many actors, trying to get there. Maybe the website is just it's not accepting submissions anymore.
Right. So we kind of see how you started, like where you were, and when you told us kind of who inspired you and why you got into it, and a little bit of what you've done. Where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself like in 2 to 5 years from now?
Oh man, I want to be doing comedy, I want to be in movies. I want to make the world laugh, because laughing is the best remedy ever, Comedy has such a powerful, whenever you watch a comedy movie, you forget about your problems for that time, For a moment, you're free from everything, from every concern. And some of them movies that they touch you, some movies, I watch some movies and I keep thinking about the movie for days, and I'm like, it's not just a movie, it can't be just a movie. It has a meaning. I see myself in 2 to 5 years acting, and inspiring people. I'm already making videos on my Instagram page, funny videos, and I've been getting a lot of good feedback from my friends, and see myself just acting and making people laugh.
In March, what do you plan on doing next month to further your acting career?
On next month, I'm going to be shooting a YouTube TV series. I sent them a videotape audition last week, and they were like, we're definitely casting you. And it's going to be 4 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. And next weekend, I'm going to be shooting a cookout scene in Beverly Hills.
How'd you get that gig?
On Craigslist.
Really? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I submitted a video audition, and then they look it up on my IMDb page and all my videos, and they called me back. I was like, awesome, perfect, yeah.
But eventually your goal is to get into the Screen Actors Guild and to get a SAG agent.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I'm at that point. This is the year.
Ultimately, you just want to work SAG, you want to have an agent. If somebody wanted to get a hold of you, how would they get in touch with you?
You can find me on all types of social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, IMDb.
Hey, I want to thank you so much for being a guest on my show and taking the time out.
Sure, man. It was a pleasure. So much fun.
All right. Well, you have a good Sunday, and we'll talk at you next time. Bye-bye.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you, Felipe. It's Felipe dos Santos.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Actors 2020 Podcast. I'm Johnny Keatth, your host, where we promote one actor at a time. If you're an actor and you would love to be promoted, just contact us at actors2020podcast@gmail.com. Now we're going to end this episode, like we end every episode, with something called The Lesson. Because life is a bitch. Gee, really? Why don't you tell me something I don't already know? Cause everywhere I go, people tell me what to do. Hey, go to church, go to school, you treat me like a fool. Now, I don't need religion, culture, or class. You don't like that fact? Well, you can kiss my ass. Yeah, I'm white and I rap. You got a problem with that? Loosen up. And don't be so uptight, take it easy, E. We've got the whole night, yes I'm psyched. I'm ready to get the show on the road. I don't want to stop, cause I just might explode. I'll tell you what, home slice, I'm twice as nice than any bad boy rapper called Vanilla Ice. My lesson, yeah, it's hip. In case you didn't know what I'm here to inform ya, I'm better than snow. I don't moonwalk or dunk like these Michael J's, but I can hold my own. You hear what I say? Now listen, learn, cause here comes the lesson. Lesson 1. Everybody sit down. JK is gonna take you for a ride uptown. Yo, this is the story of the Hollywood game. Choose your path careful, you're the only one to blame. Now when it comes to pot, crack, tweak, or blow, stick to the rules and just say no. Because you're young, you're eager, you want in the movies. Don't think you'll get there by giving up the booty. Cause they'll use you, abuse you, throw you out like trash. And then you'll discover that you're out of cash. Now your heart, your soul is somewhere on the shelf. And you're walking through the streets now talking to yourself. The lesson. Well, you heard lesson 1, it's time for lesson 2. You have a choice, and the choice is up to you. I came to Hollywood to be a rich and famous star, but for now I'm waiting tables and I'm tending someone's bar. Pictures, classes, agents, where the hell does it all end? Every time I turn around, I'm starting over again. I finally got a break with a 5 line and under. My life was starting to roar like lightning and thunder. The phone rings, hello, I'm cast in a pilot. My life spun out of control just like an LA riot. I walked off the set, said to hell with this old man. The phone's not even ringing and my life is in the can. The lesson. Yeah, final lesson here, of course it's number 3. Now remember, I'm an actor to be or not to be. When the going got tough, I climbed into the bottle. I'm back on my feet now, revving my throttle on the climb to the top. It's the same old games. Now I'm kicking ass and I'm taking some names. Clawing, scraping, screaming, it was a long, hard crawl. But it was all worth it, I'm a box off the straw. Opportunity was there and I took it with a punch. Not now, baby, but let's do lunch. There's a big piece of pie and you should grab your portion. You can be like me, enjoying fame and fortune. Boom! That's the lesson. Go and learn it. It's the lesson. Go and learn it. It's the lesson. Peace out.